Hey Bible fans, I'm here with another Bible review today. Something different because I'm going to discuss a rebind and not just the material, and I'll cover all these factors and the workmanship, but how do you turn a hardback or paperback Bible or even a leather or synthetic cover Bible which has a glued spine, which is not sewn, into a premium Bible. We in the Bible community know that glued Bibles have short lives, couple years. It depends on your use. I guess if you don't use it ever, it might last you a lifetime, but not long. And a sewn binding has a multiple times as many life. But if you're going to invest in a Bible rebind of $100 to $300, you don't want a Bible that literally the pages will be falling out, a year from now, that you just put $200 in. So the question is, how do you convert a Bible, which is a hardback or one of these other non-sewn type Bibles, into something more sturdy, something which is worthy of putting money into? And there's a reason why we do this. Not every version, study Bible type size, has a sewn binding option. Some do, and some publishers, just for some crazy reason, don't. Or they're not available anymore. They did it one time and now they're just putting out a glued binding version. Well, this is a Bible. I want to show you the original hardcover, which is called the Oxford Study Bible, Revised English Bible with Apocrypha by Oxford. This came in a hardback version originally, and I was hoping it would be sewn because even the hardback hasn't been sold for a number of years. But when I got it, it wasn't sewn. But it was printed in the 90s on exceptionally good paper. And I wanted to turn this into a premium Bible. They did at one time, Oxford, publish a quality binding in the 90s. They're very expensive. We're talking $400 and $500 range. And good quality ones, they just don't come up on eBay. So not only are they expensive when they're there, they are not available. So I was able, fortunately, to find this older 1990s, same period book block, but it was glued. And it came in this sturdy cover. And I have followed the discussion on various pages and YouTube videos and blogs, etc., about the downside of turning a glued binding Bible into a sewn Bible. Chiefly, it's this. When they glue a Bible, they shorten the length of the gutter, which they leave a half-inch longer, quarter-inch longer, whatever they do on a sewn version of the same Bible. So the pages are still the same. They just shorten them down a little bit, and then they glue them. And when you sew it, you take furthermore out of the inner margin, which in some cases can be disastrous. And you also tighten it up so it does not lay flat. These are issues. And Mark Bertrand at Bible Design Blog had an article about sometime before 2010 of a Bible Leonard's had done this for. They'd smythe sewn it. It would only open what I would call, at best, 2/3 open, which is not very good. So you have a Bible that's basically just sitting about like that. And if it didn't have much of a gutter, the lettering actually ran into the gutter, so you were struggling to see the beginning or the end of each line. This is the REB, Oxford Study Bible, which was rebound by Alex Ogden. You can find his videos on YouTube. He has them. And what got my attention was he offered an alternative method of strengthening the binding, which is called cords. And I will attempt to post the Alex Ogden video. But I sent this to him, this Bible. I sent it to a gilding place in New Hampshire. I probably shouldn't have used them, but at the time I didn't know any others, and they did a mediocre job on the gilding. It's silver, but it's not beautifully done, and it cost me $80. Now I've found out a couple of excellent sources that do better work for a small amount more, and I would have used them. But I got what I got. And since this is going to be a user, not has no resale value as a rebind, you never get your money out. This is my REB, and I want larger print Bibles. And this is a 9, which is short of the Pulpit Bible, the largest one I believe they ever published. The current edition from Cambridge, which is a synthetic cover, is an 8-point, is a text-only REB. So Alex Ogden, I asked for a purple cover, and he did a standard, very minimal 1/4-inch yap, standard cover. I sent him purple Beresford ribbons. He put my ribbons in. Let me go over this review, and we'll then discuss how the cords worked out for me. First of all, he did a lovely spine. It's got raised hubs, and his lettering is excellent. I don't think I've ever seen a rebinder do as good. AA probably is right in the ballpark now. Not a few years ago, but now. But no one I've never seen a rebinder do a better job on a lettering. Second of all, the cover he used, I'm 95% sure this is Sokoto. I'm waiting for confirmation from him. I received this a week ago, and I'm hoping he will tell me it's Sokoto. I believe it's Sokoto goatskin, and he used it on the liner as well. It has a lovely feel. It's my second Sokoto, if it is. His corners are interesting. They're very subtle. And he obviously pared the edges down. He used the Sokoto in the liner as well. A very pretty purple end pages. And you can see how he tabbed it into the block. The rear is very similar, etc. What I've ended up with is a Bible, which in the middle will open about 90 percentile. Pretty good. In the beginning and the very, very beginning, let's say, it opens about 80%. So he placed, let's look at his end very nice head and tail band too as well. He put those in. So what he did was he cut cords. He cut a groove like a saw, and he would, when he had the book block out of the cover, he would saw these little lines through here with a very fine saw. And he had a thread material, very strong thread material. He would place it in each of the grooves. Then he placed some type of binder's fabric glued on that to lock it in place. And that means there's a whole series of threads right here on the very edge. I don't know if it's Smythe sewn strong. Maybe it's 80% Smythe sewn, 75% Smythe sewn. But it is much stronger than a glue binding. And from my perspective, it opens much better than Mark Bertrand's example of going in back and Smythe sewing a perfect bound, which is a glued Bible. This had a lot of margin, as you can see. I could afford to lose a little, but I don't think I lost much. And if I lost an eighth, I'd be very, very, very surprised. So, my overall feeling, if you have a glued Bible and you have a decent margin, consider having this process done instead of Smythe sewing. I think it will open better for you, and that was my goal. It's very acceptable in the middle. Like I said, it's in the 90 percentile range. And I have Bibles, I'll show you one in a minute, which are Smythe sewn, which don't open any better if as well. So it is definitely acceptable. And I'm glad I had cords put in this Bible. And it cost some extra money. I don't know what it cost, $40 more to do the cord process, $35 on top of the rebind. Excellent, 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 excellent. So let me put you Alex's information here. There we go. Alex Ogden Publications and Binding. And I just had this done. Very good. Here is my other Sokoto Bible. I'm going to pan the leathers. I think they are the same leather. And I know skin to skin, the size of the grains, the feel on the texture, and the fact that they sell Sokoto in a purple makes me believe it is. I actually like the feel of it better. But again, that's skin to skin. There can be variation in the Highland goatskin. One can be a better feel than another. Here is my ESV Quintel, and I wanted to point out to you how wide they open. Compare it to this. Yes, I think they're comparable. And this has the famous, near the front, the giant thick tabs. And certainly doesn't open any wider at the front than my corded rebind does. But for those of you who love Bibles who will open completely wide, here is an Allen NLT. Now that just lays open. And that's Allen's trademark, is a flat laying Bible out of the box. And you get a lot from an Allen. Some people feel they sew it loose. It doesn't last. I don't know. I've never worn an Allen out. I've never had an Allen as my exclusive Bible for half a decade, and so I don't know if they do wear out quicker. And I'll find out about cords. Maybe cords are not quite as strong as my sewing, but I'm optimistic, and this won't be my exclusive Bible. I wanted this study Bible in the larger REB. It, again, gives me another premium and another Bible, and I'm very pleased with it. So there's my review. Alex Ogden Rebind, excellent. Cords, very good. Lay open, 80 to 90%. And that's it for today. You have a good one.